Podcasting from the North Polatka region of Highland Park, St. Paul, from the Backroom Studio Sessions. This is Not So Kosher. This is a very special Chris Macabre podcast. We're so really happy to have in studio with us today Shelly Singer, if you remember back in the day. She's fabulous. Welcome to the podgram, everybody. And now I would like to introduce my partner, Mrs. Santra Menopause.
Because he can tell that I'm taking off my shirt. Oh my God. Damn. It's been like, I've been okay lately in the last 2 days. It's because I've been drinking too much alcohol, you know. That's the problem. So I am so glad to be here today. I love to be in our little podular because it just, well, you could say it gets me horny, but it really doesn't. So I'd probably be lying. But I'm just so excited that we have Shelly Singer here today. She is just one of my favorite people. I love when her little band is playing for us at Minnehaha Park at Sea Salt. And Shelly, remind me again the name of your band because it's been a month and a half and I can't remember.
It's called Cajun Crawfish Hot Dish.
Right. It's always just a mouthful.
That is serious.
It's like
I have a hard time remembering it.
I love it.
It is, but it's a fabulous band. And a couple of years ago for my birthday, that was the only place I wanted to go. It was there. So I know, right? So I don't want anybody to forget to listen to us on notsokosher.net or notkosher.net, whichever you choose. You can hit the big black button, and that will take you to our episodes via Spreaker. You can check us out on iTunes. You can just hashtag notsokosher, and it should get you there eventually. I don't know. You might have to
whatever gets you there.
Yeah, whatever gets you there. And make sure you tweet us because we just really like to be tweeted on. So anyways, I would like to move us forward into, I have a sponsor.
Oh my gosh.
I do, but this little sponsor that I have is a very special sponsor. We have Not So Kosher is a very proud sponsor, proud of Shlomo's Wheatgrass, carrying the finest wheatgrass in all the land, offering top-of-the-line bluegrass, powder wheatgrass. Oh, blue wheatgrass. Sorry. Excuse me. Gosh, it's such a mouthful.
That's easy for you to say.
I know, right? Powder wheatgrass to juice form. Shlomo's promises a healthier you. Ingesting their product daily will make you feel younger and livelier. Go check out Shlomo's Wheatgrass at 613 South Bend Circle, West Nest, Haven, Connecticut.
If you say Shlomo 3 times really fast, what happens?
That was what was going on here. Shlomo's Wheatgrass. It's just... oh, yeah, well, I'm going to be careful with that one.
I'm producing a new play called Shlom Alone.
Oh, geez.
We'll talk about that next year.
That's a good one. I like that one for sure. Okay, and so what I have for us today is I have some mitzvah magic. And that mitzvah magic, which we're now listening to Run DMC's Christmas, because I do dig that song, as we drink our little mitzvah magic, which is a Jewish eggnog, light on the dairy as to not disrupt the digestive flow for you today, Shelly. And, you know, we just want to be careful with our little barbecue because we have to keep them, you know, in a good space health-wise. So we took it a little lighter with not so much dairy. You know, we cut back a little bit. No egg yolk. I just left the egg white in there. Okay. So we also have our little weekly kvetching and kvelling. Okay. And I know one of the big things that Shelly and I were talking about was that we really, really wanted to do some discussing of we're going to probably be heavy on kvetching today. Not that that's just so fucking Jewish anyways, but we're going to bitch about how non-Jewish people, which we tapped a little bit on this last week, they are really insensitive to the non-Christian people. If you don't celebrate Christmas, it's just, you kind of suck, you know, and they like look at you like you're crazy. But, you know, Shelly really had some things that she wanted to fetch about.
She's
and
chomping at the bit, I can tell.
Yeah, I know. So I should shut the fuck up and let her talk.
Welcome, by the way.
Thank you for having me back.
Welcome back.
We're excited.
I am very honored to be here.
There's no place like Shlom.
Oh, God. Is that like Shlom home?
Right. I'm retiring to the Shlom home. in 2 days.
It's a good thing your name is not Shlomo. You'd be Shlomo in the Shlom home. That'd be confusing in a
Totally.
few years.
Oh, man.
What's your vibe on it?
Well, I mean, I just think people are, I don't want to say, what I want to say is I just think people probably are just more ignorant than, I don't think people really feel that they want to be spiteful or hateful. Just plain old, just ignorance is what I experience. And it surfaces at this time of year.
It does. It does. Well, obviously, because people don't usually say Merry Christmas July 4th, right? You have yourself a joyful Merry Christmas, right?
It's everywhere, though.
It is. It's a little
well,
frustrating.
you guys, you go to Target and they wrap up Halloween, and then like a day later, they're already prepping for Christmas,
Yep.
and it's like too soon, right?
Yeah.
I don't
It
know,
is.
because I'm really into getting my Halloween stuff on clearance, so I just bite at the bit. I get that tent set up at night, that night before they're putting it on the end caps, looking for my discounts.
Well, the reason I brought it up to you the other day when I ran into you at the club was that I had just been kind of fed up because I had been somewhere and I ran into someone and they're like, "Oh, how are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm getting ready for Hanukkah." And they said, "Oh, I didn't realize you were Jewish." And I said, "Yeah, I'm Jewish." I said, "I bet you that that I'm the only Jew you know." And I was right. And they said, "Well, so how do you celebrate, or do you go to church?" I said, "No, Jews don't go to
confused.
church."
Isn't it funny how they get confused? Or do you go to your church?
Or do you go to your church?
I love that. They
Yeah.
And then when you say synagogue or temple, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that word before." I'm like, wow.
So then I said, "Yeah, well, I don't go to synagogue. I'm a secular Jew. I'm a cultural Jew." "Oh, you're not a Jew." And I like this discussion of what is a Jew, because, you have the extremists, the fundamentalists. They don't think I'm a Jew. I think I'm a Jew. My grandfather was a cantor. He owned a Jewish deli.
Wow.
He
was a cantor.
My
How
grandfather
did he
was
do?
a cantor, for the old school cantor.
So was he? Probably shouldn't get into this now, but I'm kind of
Yeah,
curious because
yeah.
you said that. But was he a cantor first,
Hazen.
and then then did he do the Dell, or
How he became a Chazan, he grew up.
He ate a lot
probably
of
went-
food. He ate a lot of food.
He was a chazer. For sure.
I don't even know how he became it. I just remember being 4 years old and having to go to synagogue and listen to him sing, which was great.
But then after that, when did he open the Dell? Did he retire as a cantor and then moved on to being like a meat
he
producer?
was simultaneously a
Oh, was he
cantor
really?
and a deli owner. at the
Wow.
same
Two
time.
gigs.
I was going
Two
to say,
gigs.
usually it's women that can multitask like that, not a man. He should have called he could have been the singing chazan while he cut your meat.
I wonder if he did
cut
that.
your meat.
Yeah, I wonder.
He took care of your meat and then sang to you.
I remember he had tongue.
Oh,
sold tongue.
I remember when my
had tongue.
grandfather used to cook the tongue in the back. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
We both had grandfathers that did that.
Did your grandmother peel potatoes in the
That was
back?
me.
You did that?
Yes, I peeled potatoes. That was prior to us having machines that would. Now we actually kind of get the potatoes in already done, which is obviously much better. But we used to peel them. I remember sitting on a Coke bottle,
Crate?
wood crate.
Crate.
I was 8 years old, and I would peel the potatoes, and then I would cut them by hand into squares with the butter knife we would use. It would take us. I remember sometimes I would be there. I'd get in at 7 a.m. during the holiday time, of course. So right now, because the non-Jews love that. And I would sit and cut. I mean, I literally would cut potatoes for like 6 hours, peel and cut to where your hands were raw, because we didn't have rubber gloves. I mean, you know, who had that then? Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that.
No, I mean, what would you do with them? Because that's a visual I have of my grandmother peeling
That's
potatoes
true.
in the back of the
Yeah.
deli. Yeah,
Did you enjoy our song, The Drummer Boy?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
It was a good one, wasn't it?
I love that song.
I know.
I sing it every. I don't
Every
know
morning
why
when
it
you wake
speaks to
up?
me. Every morning. For some reason, that song hits a chord. I was going to tell a story, but
Gina, I think you should tell a story.
You can tell anything. At first, I do want to say that we're not bashing anybody. We
No.
all respect everybody's holidays.
But we have some anger.
The one thing I think, and you guys can probably relate to this, is the first thing when people hear that you celebrate Christmas and whatever, you say you celebrate Hanukkah, and they first immediately go, "Oh, so you get 8 presents a night?"
Yeah.
That's always the first thing I get. I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, if you call underwear and books and socks like good gifts, then come on, join the people.
Yes.
Jump on board.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, I never got anything elaborate, ever. It
Didn't
was
you? It
always
was
my
socks.
mom's like, you're getting socks and you need it. And you'll like it.
you'll get underwear tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I always got shit in July for Hanukkah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, are you kidding me?
I love that.
That's
I
just
love that.
crazy. So that's the first thing people always think.
Yes.
That we're hooked up
Yes.
with presents.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they're missing the whole thing. It's like,
Yes.
do you ever see any Hanukkah tradition TV shows? Ever?
Never.
You know, now just a
Never.
second, you guys. I feel at one point someone tried to do something. Wasn't there something? You talk, and I'll just see if I, can
think
find that.
there might have been an animated, I don't know.
Was
but
there like a
there-
cartoon? Oh, you could probably just bring up South Park, and
Yeah,
you'll get
for
plenty
sure.
of them.
But you know what I mean? Every year it's like you've got the Charlie Brown 50 Years of Christmas.
Yep.
Like, thank God Adam Sandler puts out a Hanukkah song. It's like, okay, you guys are good. You got your Hanukkah song. You guys shut up with your Hanukkah.
Hey, I went to a Christmas party
Mm-hmm.
this week, and I was again the only Jew.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, but somebody said to me, "Hey, you're Jewish," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Hey, do you know?" And then they said, "It's like, oh, you're Jewish, you must know so and so."
Right.
But
Of
you know what?
course.
But actually, I knew him.
That's funny.
Well, but all right, just a second.
are the
In
chances?
defense of that, which
Yeah.
we all know, you know, you say that when African Americans, I don't know what are politically clear. It's not Schwarz. I know that because even though I personally think that that's the most politically correct because all it is the word black in German. So which I've said before.
Sure.
But whatever people of a darker skin other than us Yids. Okay. They usually all know each other too. People that are part of certain, pots. No, do I want to say pots? I meant like, the melting pot, but opposite of that. Okay. So, that's such a dirty song
I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out like why you put that one up.
because
of all.
it's about money and I love Little Dicky and it's
Right.
called Save That Money.
I love that guy.
And I love him.
Okay.
Like I want to strip that guy.
I know.
Even though he's too young for me.
Can we get him on the show?
You
I would. One of these days, I'm gonna get him.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
get
had to
that
look him up.
fucker because he's gonna have you. Did you look him up?
After the
Did we
last
talk
show,
about
you did.
Oh, did I talk about him? I talk about him all the time. That's
Pull him up
wrong.
because I want to see what he looks like. Anyone?
Okay, I
Pull him
will,
up.
but you can't see it.
No.
I'll show you next time. Oh,
Okay.
all right. Okay.
On your
Sorry.
phone.
He literally looks like he's Lubavitch.
So, okay.
It's bizarre because he's I don't know, he's really not that cute. It's just like his tune. He's funny.
I
just think
love
he's
though
funny.
that we're going with the music underscore. So
Yeah.
pull
Oh,
up
do you want
any-
something? I'll find you
pull up
something
anything.
good. Let's see.
Perfect.
Why don't you give me something really good? What's your favorite song, Shelley?
Right now?
Yeah.
Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, geez, but we just played that. I
Oh,
want to play something else. Like
Bring up Curtis Blow Christmas,
Kurt
which is
Blow.
also Curtis Blow also has a really
Curtis
dope rap
Blow
Christmas.
How do you always know this shit?
Oh my God.
I never.
First Avenue back in the 80s.
Did
when
you? Was Curtis Blow there? I don't remember.
Yes, that was big.
Well,
yeah.
I probably don't. I like the one that
Tell
says
me when you're
Ball,
ready.
but Curtis Blow. It's called Ball.
All right, here we go, everybody. This is Curtis Blow.
Ball Diamond Diaries. I love him. Right?
Wow, not the song I was thinking about.
I know, but you talk and I'll find
All
it
right,
and
so
drop
anyway,
it down.
Keep going with what you were talking about with your holiday. Or
The other
Yes.
story about the. Okay, well, where was I? That was so long ago.
it's
Sorry,
that
it
mitzvah
was.
magic is really doing a
It's
number
just
for you.
kicking in on you. I'm sorry,
It's
honey.
like,
Are you okay
easy,
there?
Easy on that. We got like
I-
40 minutes to fill.